So, Sean, you're a Yinzer at heart,
I am.
hailing from the great state of Pennsylvania. Let's move over to the Steelers.
Sure.
They finally made a move for quarterback. They brought in Mason Rudolph, 2 years, $8 million. So the options are looking pretty thin right now, especially with a weak draft class for quarterbacks. The big question is that everyone is asking, who will be playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season? Are we actually going to see Aaron Rodgers there?
You confused me there for a second because you said they finally went out and got a quarterback. I'm like, has something happened in the 10
No,
minutes we've been recording this
nothing happened.
interview? No, nothing happened. Yeah, they went out and got Mason Rudolph. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, they went out and got a familiar face who's won them games before in that backup role. I mean, remember not last year, 2 years ago, after Kenny Pickett got injured and then didn't come back to the starting, rotation there. Mason Rudolph won him 3 games down the stretch and got him a playoff berth. Like, this guy has put in some meaningful minutes for the Steelers and knows this
But
system. But I'm not going to hand him, the QB1 moniker just yet.
yeah,
Knowing where we are now, all right, like, I think from the beginning, it was always Aaron Rodgers. I think Mike Tomlin wants Aaron Rodgers. I think he's like digging his heels in. He wants Aaron Rodgers. All those cute little smirks we've seen between them on the sideline, all those little flirtations. I think it's actually genuine that they have a respect for one another. Having obviously, lost to Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl 45, I think that they do have a genuine respect for one another. And so I think it was always Aaron Rodgers, but he's taken his, sweet time trying to make up his mind. I also, as a Steelers fan, don't really want to Katie, do I have to get myself up on Sundays and go, yeah, Aaron Rodgers?
don't make me answer that. It's too
The
bleak.
problem, the problem I have with all of this is if it was Aaron Rodgers from the beginning, you should have him. Go get him,
Right.
right? Because everyone's playing this game where it's like, oh, it's Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers or to the Giants, and then whichever one he doesn't use, that's where Russell Wilson is going to go. That's not a
Mhm.
given. As we're recording this, Russell Wilson's in Cleveland talking to the Browns, much to probably the dismay of Kenny Pickett, who will once again possibly have to be on a roster with Russell Wilson.
The
So
memes have been funny.
the memes have been funny. It's to the point though where there is a possibility, however remote, where the Steelers strike out on both. And then what do? Then you went out and
Mason
got DK
Rudolph.
Metcalf for Mason Rudolph to throw to? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about him. So we may not know who's throwing the ball to him, but as you mentioned, they do bring in DK Metcalf from the Seahawks. I'll be honest, Sean, I was a bit surprised by this because this felt pretty out of character for them to make this kind of move with a receiver. What do you think he brings to this team?
Omar Khan, the general manager of the Steelers, is not your typical the Steelers way. Draft an offensive
Mm,
lineman. That is not him. He wants to make moves. And I applaud him for that because that's what you have to do to win. Only the best teams and organizations can rely solely on the draft. But this is a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl going on for 16 years now. So
mhm.
it's not doesn't have the same cachet that it did in the 20 aughts. So yeah, I like the move. I think he brings a sense of fear into any DB that
Yes.
lines up either against him or George Pickens. I know you've seen the memes, all crash out team, but we as Steelers fans actually kind of like that a little bit. Maybe not to the level where George Pickens, is pulling people's face masks and stuff like that. But we like that grittiness because remember,
Mhm.
for over a decade we cheered for Hines Ward, who with a smile on his face would put you on your butt. So we like that. So I mean, he's obviously an insane receiver. Unfortunately, that probably means Pickens' days in Pittsburgh are numbered.
What
Which
does this mean for him? Do you see him staying in Pittsburgh long term, or
I don't
I don't know what they're going to do with Pickens with the DK Metcalf of it all now.
I really don't think they know what they're going to do with Pickens. And I think that they didn't know what they were going to do with Pickens even before they made the trade. Because, yes, he is an insane talent. Yes, he has an attitude problem. Sometimes there's an effort problem. And you're thinking, do I really want to give the 5-year, $150 million guarantee to this dude? Or do I want to give it to someone who, after an interception, chases down Buda Baker by running 25 miles an hour? It looks like he could have gone and won a gold medal in the Olympics with that speed. So I think George Pickens' days in Pittsburgh probably are numbered, but I guess you never know until you know.
Man, I will just never forget him running down Buda Baker like that.
I know.
I don't. What 25 miles is in kilometers, I don't remember, but I do know that he
Oh, I'm
would be
sorry.
ticketed for speeding in, a school zone. That's how fast he was running.
He was booking it, and I mean, hey, Steelers fans, we like effort. Like, right? Like, if we
Yes,
lose a game here and there, yeah, it stings. But if we can, it's like a proud parent. It's like, well, I can see that you tried your best. Like,
they're
as long
still
as you're
gonna hit you in the mouth.
exactly, as long as you just like fight for it, then
Yep.
Steelers fans generally okay.
So a few other moves this week. They signed Darius Slay to a 1-year contract. They bring in Kenneth Gainwell on a 1-year deal. What do these guys bring to the team? Does it move the needle at all?
For Darius Slay, yeah,
Mhm.
because we lost Dante Jackson to free agency, so now it's Joey Porter Jr. and going to be Darius Slay. And I mean, Darius Slay, like I know he's up there, but he's still an insane talent in
Oh,
this
yes.
league. The Gainwell move, I don't know. I'm kind of split on this one. Like, it provides depth at the running back position with someone who has won at the highest level. Obviously, with Najee Harris now in LA, you're handing the RB1 moniker over to Jalen Warren.
Mhm.
Whether or not he is an RB1, I don't know. But with the right offensive line, anyone can be. Like, that's my thinking. If you don't have those, you know, if you don't have a Saquon Barkley, if you don't have Jonathan Taylor, like if you don't have these guys that it doesn't matter who's blocking in front of them, they can just
Mhm.
go off. Then fix the line first and worry about the running back second. Like, that's what
Right.
I like. If you have an elite offensive line, which the Steelers do not, anyone can run behind it. But the Steelers are building their offensive line. We're going to get Troy Fatanu back this year, who
Mhm.
suffered a season-ending injury in preseason last year, first-round pick. So, yeah, some guys left in free agency, but as long as that line can take some steps forward, they got some young guys on that line that looked insanely good last year. Zach Frazier at the center spot.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with the running back spot. I know Arthur Smith likes his running back, so maybe he can scheme something up for them. I do like Jalen Warren, though, if I'm being honest. I like him.
I do too. I'm excited to see him in that role. There's a lot of potential for him there. Last question for you, Sean. Heading into the draft, obvious other than the obvious hole at a quarterback situation, what position groups do you think they should prioritize heading into the draft?
Oh, man. You know, I'd say I'm desperate for a good inside linebacker. I know they went out and signed one. I know they got Patrick Queen last year, but like, and then they got Peyton Wilson. So like, well, I get yeah. So not inside linebacker. I would say defensive line and offensive line, honestly, because you
Yeah.
look at what the Eagles have built. Offensive line is solid. Defensive line is just so nasty. Just if you see a big guy wearing red with a G on the side of his helmet and he plays on either one of those lines, just please draft him. Just draft Georgia
Yes.
Bulldogs at this point. But yeah, I would say offensive line and defensive line definitely because Larry Ogunjobi is gone. Two guys left free agency from the offensive line. So, yeah, they just kind of need to shore that up. The Steelers have always kind of had boring draft picks in the first round, I feel like, and it's like, I'm okay with that. It means like things are all right.
Well, Sean, hopefully next time we chat, we will know who is playing quarterback for the team. Other than that, they're doing great. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I just hope it's not Mason Rudolph full time.
Time
Ah,
will tell. Sean Barie, thank you so much for joining me today. You can find him at Fox 13 and the Gridiron Podcast with Nick Shook and yours truly. Sean, thank you for
yeah.
joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Katie. I appreciate it. Take care.